We'll call the City of Hawarden regular City Council meeting to order. It is Wednesday, June 24 at about 5:32 p.m. All present are, everyone is present except for the mayor and Mr. Clucky. Pretty standard agenda item tonight. We will start with agenda item 1A, approval of the June 10, 2020 council meeting minutes. Those are in your packets. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion by John. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Jen. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Agenda item 1B is approval of the June 24, 2020 claims for payments. We'll start with questions with John.
No questions, thanks.
Jen?
No questions.
Tim?
None. So moved.
We have a motion by Tim. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Jen. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Agenda item 1C is open business from the community. Seeing no one, we'll move on. There will not be a mayor's report. We'll start with staff reports with Mike.
Just a couple things. This will be Pam's last week of employment here with the City of Hayward. Pam started employment with the city on May 28, 2009. We really appreciate her can-do attitude and cheerfulness while she was employed with the city. Pam's future plans at this time are to retire, and we wish her the best. Hawarden Promotional Association has terminated their lease on the fairgrounds to the south of town where they had the tractor pull and demolition derby. We're working on a scenario where possibly could have shorter lease for the Derby Club to conduct their derby, and then also we have interest in it from another party that would like to hold a tractor pull in the summer there as well. So talked to Jim a little bit. We're looking at the possibility of like a 2-week lease with the same insurance parameters, and then we keep control over the property for the rest of the time in case somebody else wants to use it for something else. Things at the pool seem to be going well. I stopped there today. There's only been one day where they reached their 75-person limit and had to turn people away. Otherwise, their lifeguards are monitoring people as they come in, the social distancing, and the new rules. They really haven't had a lot of issues with people following the new rules that have been put in place. We're looking at opening up the front office sometime in early July. We're working to get a sneeze barrier, as they're being called, for the counter, and we're working with Schoenemans to get that made so we can put that up, and then we'll open up the front office once that's in place. Also, if you notice the corner down at 10th and Central, the weeds are starting to grow in that nice rich black soil. We will get those taken care of by the weekend. They're starting to install the sprinkler system. Once that's in, we can get a sidewalk installed, and then have it, we're looking at having it hydro-seeded so we can get the grass to grow. That is all I have.
Okay. Travis?
I spoke with Jerry Burns, who's the new general manager at CFE, Property Farmers Elevator here in town. I went in and talked to him about our South Feeder project. After we discussed the project, he asked me to remind the public that there's a private drive at the old supervisor area, which is now CFE Fertilizer. It's basically right into the 3rd Street. That's not 3rd Street that goes through the property. That's a private drive. And we just talked about that it's a safety concern, and how he's committed to get to know Hayward and its residents, and CFE is a community-minded business. We have a lot of locations in Northwest Iowa. So we just want to work together to keep the employees and the citizens safe. The real reason for even going down there is that the road washed out, so the normal entrance is unable to be used, so we're using the south entrance. So if people can go down to 1st Street, go west, across the track, and then back north on Order Avenue. Then they can get there that way instead of going through. Parking lot project's going well, the lights are up and they're energized, everybody's out at night, you can see them on. The paver contractor, they've begun work, and with good weather, they should be done by Friday. There are a few small items left to finish, like the gate on the garbage enclosure, dirt work and seeding on the south and west side, and then secure the new drop-off box and that flag drop-off box. We partnered with Missouri River Energy Services and Bright Energy Solutions. We were able to purchase light bulbs at a substantially lower rate. And with our rebate for each bulb, it comes out free. That's even the shipping. So we were able to get 4 bulbs per residential house. So starting in July, after we open up the office, we'll be offering 4 LED light bulbs per household. There's a 60-watt standard in white and the daylight color. And this year they've added a 65-watt equivalent flood lamp. That's pretty cool. That's like due to COVID, we'll be offering these light bulbs throughout the year, so people don't feel comfortable coming into the office now. They can wait till this fall and winter to get the light bulbs. So that was a good opportunity to get that. And we'll start advertising throughout the year as well.
Okay, thank you. Larry?
Just a couple things from our last city council meeting. We did host the Sioux County Developers Group here on June 17th. We also had our downtown meeting at the city. One thing that was discussed there is we did receive a $6,900 grant for banners in downtown from the Hayward Foundation. So we will be, as a subcommittee, working on initial designs and then bring them back to the whole committee around July 10th. Also, one additional business received an Iowa Small Business Grant that's related to COVID-19 for $25,000. So the total grants for business from that program at the state was $159,000 so far that's been brought in. Census is continuing to go. We are inching up slowly. We're trying to find some different ways of maybe making sure everyone knows about the census and making sure that they're filling it out. But we will be another big push, of course, when the actual census community. We're trying to push it out right now, primarily through the TV channel and Facebook. We're going to try some other ideas that we can in the next few weeks to see if we can get a few more numbers up. Our numbers in 2010 was 71%, and we actually have between now and October the 1st of this year when the final numbers will be tallied. Other than that, I've just been working primarily with our businesses, including on one state property tax rebate program that businesses have been able to qualify for, but just have not been taking advantage of it. And I think we started with probably 15 properties, and I think we're down to maybe about 6 or 7.
Okay. Corey?
So 2 quick things. We get a lot of calls on sidewalks. We're out walking using sidewalks. If there's an entire need of repair, get them repaired. If not, you may get a letter from us. I have one lady, just kind of help her, but she's been walking all over and kind of taking notes for me about maybe what needs to be taken care of. So that's part of our property maintenance code. It has to be new, it has to be functional. If you got a big hole in it, and tip over a wheelchair or something like that, we don't think about things like that. Try to do everything we can to not do it. We're going to enforce it a little bit more. The other thing's fireworks, same as last year, June 28th to July 4th, noon till 11 p.m., except for July 4th. They can shoot them off until midnight. But after July 4th, it's two things that go with it. Private property, I have to have permission from the actual owner or not, as well as my cousin's property. responsibly, do it on property, have permission to do it. Nothing in the public roadways, nothing on the alley, nothing in the city parks, nothing on public property. It's pretty simple. If we all do it right, everybody should be able to celebrate the holiday and hopefully not have any injuries.
Okay, Jacob?
Just got the end of the fiscal year going right now, so we've got some reports that are going to be coming down the line, and as soon as next week, we are going and starting our next audit. So that is all I have for now.
And Jim?
Nothing to report. Everything's going fine.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item 2C is council comments. Anything from council? Nope. We will move on to agenda item number 3, which is a presentation by Sam Johnson of DGR Engineering on the wastewater treatment facility improvement.
So Mike and Travis asked that I come give a project. Most of us were able to partake in the tour that we took before the council meeting, that we're not able to attend. Give a high-level overview of what we were doing on the treatment plant. So we're adding efficiency while upgrading equipment since the original plan was built to make the plant more automated, so how it works is elsewhere rather than always just items up treatment plant. And those upgrades included, we have VFDs to all motors, power systems, new blowers, diffusers, controllers to automate such system. We coded the system mechanisms as well as the registers. We included buildings over multiple blowers to the PV system. We incorporated all of those items in one central SCADA system. Also able to control that from its computer. Also included backup power, both the treatment plant and portable generator for lift stations. We're also not able to. So the project began, we entered into a contract with Hayward Construction June 26th. We managed to construction. Substantial completion, second course, by all accounts, we're well into our second training. All the startups and whatnot. There's key operations. So September 1 seems like a reasonable time frame as long as weather cooperates. As of right now, as of June 2023, 2.4 million. That's about 80%. We did 21,000 in change orders due to still have about $100,000 in contingency that we accounted for in the package. I want to use that, but that is. I don't have anything else. Is there any questions?
Thank you for taking us through that and explaining everything. So now when you say those kind of things, I know what you're talking about. So, thank you.
Great.
It's good to see them in person.
It is.
rather than pictures.
Yep.
Yep, thanks, Sam. Appreciate your time. Agenda item number 4 is the third reading of Ordinance 721, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances for the City of Hayward, Iowa, 2011 by amending provisions pertaining to the electrical rates. Mike?
Basically, as we talked about the last meeting, these are recommendations by our electric rate study that we did. It's a revenue neutral ordinance. It's just balancing the kilowatt price versus the base price.
Okay. Any other questions or discussions on that? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion. We have a motion by Tim. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second by Jen. Roll call vote, please.
Kurth. Feldhacker.
Aye.
Bergsma.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye. The third reading passes 4-0. Agenda item number 5 is the third reading of Ordinance 722, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Hayward, Iowa, 2011 by amending provisions pertaining to natural gas rates. Mike?
This puts in higher base charges for larger consumers. Right now, everybody's paying the same whether you're a place that uses a ton of gas versus a homeowner. This will put in step increases for those depending on the amount of gas, natural gas they use, and the size of meter that's required, since obviously the more gas you use, the higher the cost of the meter and things like that.
Okay. Any discussion? We have a motion by Tim. Do we have a second?
A second.
Seconded by Jen. Roll call vote, please.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Bergsma.
Aye.
Kurth. Olson.
Aye. That motion carries 4-0. Agenda item 7 is the approval of the change order number 1 for GM Contracting Incorporated for the utility relocation project. Mike, do you have anything to add to that?
Let's go back one. I think we missed number
Oh, sorry.
6.
Resolution 2020-30, a resolution proposing to vacate the north-south alley lying adjacent to the west of Lot 5 and adjacent to the east of Lots 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, all in Block 27, original plat Calliope, now part of the incorporated city of Hawarden, Iowa. Mike?
The map that I have in your packet shows an overview of that property. Basically, it's along Avenue D in Hawarden, and it is currently owned by Lifestyle Landscape Solutions. They have purchased 2 lots there. Formerly, it was owned by Caskey's Repair. They purchased the 2 lots. There is an alley running in between. They wish to construct a building onto those lots, kind of right where the alley sits. We have no utilities or anything in the alley, nor do we have a need for the alley. They have requested to purchase it. The purchase price would be what we've been charging everybody at 42 cents a square foot. It's a little over $1,000. But we need to get council approval of this resolution to publish that and have a public hearing at the next meeting. Pay in half.
It says in the property price is $1,000. Just in this book, you used to get it half to each person.
Oh, I think that was probably a Scribner's error. Yeah,
It would be. They own both halves, I think.
yeah, they own both halves of the alley. So yes. Yep. Yeah, we'll take out the word half out of that resolution.
Okay, any other discussion on that? We have a motion by John. Do we have a second? Seconded by Tim. Roll call vote, please.
Olson.
Aye.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Bergsma.
Aye.
Kurth.
That motion carries 4-0. Agenda item number 7 for the second time is the approval of the change order number 1 for GM Contracting. Mike?
Travis, you want to take that one?
Yes. When we first did it was an estimate based on measured length, and when they actually bored it and installed the pipe, the existing pipe was a little further away, so they had to bore a little further one way and give it more distance. And then when the project is over, we remeasure and then pay them the right amount of distance, I guess, or length of pipe that they put in the ground. So this just covers all the differences from the estimate to the actual.
So moved.
We have a motion by Jen. Do we have a second? Second by Tim. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries 4-0. Agenda item number 8 is the approval of pay request number 1 for GM Contracting for the utility location project. Is that a double?
Right, it's, so this is the approval for the payment.
Okay.
The previous one was to make the adjustment to the payment from estimated to. So it's $121,195.27. This will be the majority of the project, just a few minor things needed to be completed, and then 5% hold back until it's all.
Okay. Do we have a motion for that? Motion moved by Tim. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jen. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? That motion carries 4-0. The next regular city council meeting is July 8th. With nothing else on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion to dismiss.
So moved.
We have a motion by Jen and a second by Tim. All in favor, say aye. We are adjourned. Thanks, Jim.